If only I had spidey senses, so I can tell when something's wrong. Oh, and I've been sent to protect this heart from breaking into pieces. Where's my hammer? Where's the shield? Oh, the strength to carry the weight of the world. Fly high into the sky. I'll catch you if you fall. I'll catch you if you fall. Fly high into the sky. I'll catch you if you fall. I'll catch you if you fall.
Now, here's your host, DJ Host with the Most.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of Snap Decisions. It is coming out when it's supposed to. It's on a Tuesday. A Tuesday, do you believe it? I know I don't. Of course, today is a lot of stuff. I seem to say it all the time, but there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm in the 90s. Woo! I hit 94 yesterday. Playing a... what else would I be? I'm playing a Wiccan deck. I don't know. Maybe I'm just good at it and I just really don't realize it, or I just love Wiccan. I'll tell you, I get stressed out, right? I get majorly stressed out when I have to sit there playing Marvel Snap and I don't know, and I'm not doing anything. I get stressed out. And I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I certainly get that way when I'm sitting there. My opponent's playing cards. You know, they're playing, what did I see the most of? They're playing the Deadpool. They're playing the Headpool. They're playing all this stuff. And meantime, I'm sitting there doing absolutely nothing for like 3 turns. Because I don't have a card that, maybe I don't have a 1 card, and maybe I didn't draw 1 card, or maybe I didn't draw a 2 card. And I get majorly stressed out when I'm playing the game that way, because I feel as if I'm doing nothing, and I'm just feeling like, yeah, I'm going to lose because I can't do a damn thing. So I thought, and you know, if you guys feel that same way, or if you feel like similarly, you probably should look into playing Wiccan, because it's a good deck for that, because you know that you're going to get cards. You know that you're going to get cards to play, which is... You know, that's always a good thing when you know automatically you're going to draw cards. So I'll let you know what Wiccan deck I'm playing now, but it actually got me into the 90s and got me a little bit through the 90s. I'm almost at 95, which is kind of crazy considering last month I couldn't get past 85. So now, granted, I mean, you know, it could be a change in the meta. It could be a bunch of different things, really, but I am in the 90s, and I feel pretty accomplished for being there, since I couldn't get there last month or the month before. So, but yeah, so we have a lot to talk about in the spin today. We're gonna do a little something different than even I planned, because it's Datamines Day. So we're gonna talk about the Datamine stuff, a Guardians of the Galaxy month, and what looks like either the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse or Age of Apocalypse. So we're going to probably get that as well, at least to what the Datamines. Now, none of those cards are actually Datamines, just the titles of the cards. But for those of you who are big X-Men fans or Apocalypse fans or whatever, looks like we've got that coming in... Oh, where are we at? January is the Dragons, and then, of course, we got Guardians in February, so March of next year already would be the Age of Apocalypse deck. We'll look at all of that in the spin. We're going to talk about today's patch, which unfortunately did nothing as far as bugs are concerned, at least not that I could see. The game, folks, is unfortunately getting worse. I have seen more crashes in my games. I have seen when I move in cards and all that kind of stuff in the deck, or when I withdraw my turn, the game crashes. There's just a lot of crashing. I've lost some people in my alliance, unfortunately, because of this. This is a big thing. This is a big deal. And this is, they really need to get this fixed. Because if they don't, it is just, I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on, but they're going to continue to lose players because of this. I've said many times, while all these patches are cool and these new game modes are cool, and we've got that team one coming up in a few days, all of this is great. But you've got to get these core things fixed. And if you don't, it isn't going to matter about all these game modes you're putting out or all this kind of stuff. You're just going to lose players hand over fist with this. Because if they can't play the game, right? If you can't play the game, none of this means anything. None of it. So you've got to get these things worked out. I'm starting to believe that it's a graphics thing. I think that they are trying to tune up the graphics, and maybe it's for a lot of these. I don't know. I've told you some of these card splits are looking really, really nice, and things like that. Maybe it's some of the new locations because they're a little more graphic intensive. But I'm starting to believe that it's a graphics issue, and if that's the case, I don't know what it is, but I mean, what are you upping these graphics for when the devices that are trying to play them can't? That's not good. And the other thing is, you know, if you're treating this game kind of like a video game, a console game, when you don't have it on consoles, I don't know what you're attempting to do. Are you trying to bring back players for the PC? Because maybe the only way you're going to be able to play this good is on a PC because of the graphics card of the PC is going to be probably better than mobile. I don't know. I really just don't understand it, but this has to be addressed. And it just seems like more and more bugs. A patch comes out today to fix bugs, and it seems like it causes even more bugs. So I really don't know, but listen, at this point, I would be okay with them taking a few days off. I would be okay with them shutting down the app for a few days. Hell, I'd even be okay with them shutting off the app for a week. That might do us all some good. I know they won't do that, but I would be fine with that if I was guaranteed or know that they're going to fix these bugs. And you know, I don't know if they don't do that, then I don't know what's going to come of this. And I don't know what's going to come of the game in general, because they just need to, you know, something needs to be done. And, you know, I'm not sure where they're going with it. I know that they're always referring to themselves as a small team. Well, okay, unless you want this game to lose more people constantly and to have players leaving left and right over the fact that the bugs are killing it, not because of gameplay, but over the fact that because of the bugs are hurting it, man, you better get something done, because it's just not good. And more people are talking about it. More and more people are struggling with it. And more people are just leaving the game, especially the folks that have some older devices, older iPhones and stuff like that. And when the devs are telling them, well, this is because of your device. Well, that's great. What are you telling people? Upgrade your phone? Maybe they don't have the money to do that. And phones aren't cheap. And if this is the case, and you're saying, well, I'm sorry, but anything below like an iPhone 15 isn't going to work. I mean, hell, mine doesn't work good, and mine's a 15 Pro Max, only 2 years old. It's only 2 generations old. Last year was a 16, this year is a 17. It's only 2 generations old, and mine isn't working all that great. So if that's going to be the case, again, sorry, but you're going to lose, because not everybody can afford all that stuff, especially in today's economy. So, but in any case, we are going to we're going to move forward here. And the first thing I want to mention in the spin, right, because this is my little documentary area. This is my little op-ed part of the show. First thing I'm going to mention is this. Now, I know that anybody can say that or take on a moniker or a title or whatever they want to do, but I am here to say and lay claim to the fact that And sure, like I said, anybody could say what they want to, but I would just say this. If my stature with the character of Galactus doesn't give me any sort of claim to being the OG Galactus guy, then I don't know what will. Now, I'm not saying that I am the claim to the OG of Galactus altogether, because, of course, those guys are the writers and the creators of the character. But I think when you want to say that you are the Galactus person and you are the, the OG of Galactus, maybe you're the OG player of Galactus and Snap. Although, I don't know, I've had the card for quite a long time. When Galactus came out, I had him pretty darn close to the first while that card came out. That was the very first, what was it? Series 3? I don't even remember back in the day of what the card was, but I've had that card for a long, long time. I also have every variant of the card and every split probably known to man with this card. So some people are out there saying they're the ultimate Galactus players. Well, I'd beg to differ. Because I've been going since Galactus was first out, since Galactus had the Spider-Man combo, all that kind of stuff. I've been playing with this card. So for everybody who says, now look, people can say that they're the OG of Galactus. Like I said, it's a free world. It's a free country. You can give yourself whatever title it is that you like. But just remember that, and in my opinion anyway, I kind of think you want to say you're an OG of a Marvel property or a Marvel character, I kind of am going to play the old man card here, because I'm going to kind of say, I don't know, I've been reading Galactus comics since the 1970s. Can you lay claim to that? Probably not. Probably not. That's why I get all fired up about the character and why I was so excited to finally see a good rendition of it done in Marvel's Fantastic Four First Steps, because I've been waiting for it for a long, long time. Because, again, I have been reading the comics since probably maybe 1976, which would have put me at about 7 or 8 years old, I would think. And a lot of these people who are laying claim to the fact that they are the OG of the Galactus probably, and I'll just say this, may not have even been born at that point in time, right? I would venture to guess that they might not have been born, or they might have been infants, or very, very young, and more than likely didn't even have a thought about this character back then. So I'm just going to kind of say with a little bit of snark that, I don't know. You might be a big Galactus player in Marvel Snap, but are you really the OG of Galactus? Are you really the big fan of Galactus or the Galactus stan? I don't know about that. I don't brag very often about myself, especially in this game, because there are many, 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 many players that are better at it than I am. But I'm going to call out some people about not by name, but I'm just going to gloat a little bit, and I'm just going to say that you want to challenge someone on Galactus knowledge, you want to challenge someone as to who knows more about this character, and believe me, I've seen some of these people play that play this game just to play the game. And when you talk about knowing about characters and lore and all that kind of stuff, there's not much of it there when I'm watching people sometimes play the game. So just a little op-ed thing there that I had to get out there and just say that I'm sorry, but yeah, I'll put my knowledge of Galactus up against almost anyone, because I've been a fan of that guy, and he's been my favorite super villain for as long as I can remember, and that had to go back to when I was about 7 or 8 years old, seeing the big purple helmet and seeing his origin when he wasn't even in the purple helmet, when he looked more like a human being and had peach-colored flesh. And wore a red and green Christmas outfit. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna lay claim. And even, me and Interrobang used to talk about it because Intero is a big, huge Galactus fan. And when he was on my show, we talked a lot about Galactus. We went back and forth about Galactus. And Intero puts a lot of fun stuff out about Galactus all the time. And we would compare splits and all that kind of stuff back in the day when you could get a good split and not all this banana crap. But he even kind of bowed to me a little bit when he saw my collection of Galactus cards in the game and how many splits I had of each one of them. And that's not true, by the way. I am missing one Galactus card, which kind of sucks. I doubt I'm ever going to get it because it was in that album. And I've told you guys countless amounts of times that I'm probably never going to see it because I just never ever see the variant because of the variants that they have. You think maybe with the what is that called when they put the vault, if that little vault thingy that comes out would ever give me any different cards instead of all the same ones I get constantly, then, maybe I would have a chance to grab that Annihilus that I need to unlock that Galactus variant. But unfortunately, I probably never will. So that's just a little op-ed piece, just a little opinion piece and stuff like that. So, but listen, if anyone wants to challenge me to a little knowledge stuff about the character or anything like that, I would invite them to do so. Come on the pod, and we'll have it out. We'll have a Galactus discussion. So yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And again, it's no diss toward anybody or anything like that, because everybody's got their everybody's got their favorites and the things that they know. But I'm pretty certain I know a lot about that character and a lot more than I think people that are laying claim to that title maybe do. So, but yeah. But in any case, sirrah. We will move on in the spin. And what we're going to get to now is we're going to get to these data mines because I love me some data mines. I love data mines. And we all do, right? We like to see what's coming up in the game. And so we are going to get to that right now. Let's go to the data mines. Well, first of all, let me just this little news item here. The community vote was one, and it was the Jean Grey. The Jean Grey. So it's a very cool one with the Red Phoenix outfit. I kind of lean towards this one too. I just like the look of the card. And many times with these vote things, you kind of just look at the card and say, wow. And that's why I voted for the Human Torch initially, because it was a headshot of the Torch, and I kind of like the headshots in Marvel Snap. So Jean Grey is the winner. So if you did not know or didn't see it or weren't on Twitter or anything or weren't on their website and didn't see the announcement, or maybe you don't read the announcements in the game, you can go over to the web shop to claim it, and you have to type in Winterverse Vote Jean, all one word and all caps. Winterverse Vote Jean, and you too will own this cool new Jean Grey variant. So, all right. Let us look at the new cards. Now, first of all, we are getting a Guardians of the Galaxy set. Now, many people have said, we kind of need something injected into Guardians of the Galaxy, right? We need some new cards, some new blood injected into Guardians because it just ain't cutting it. The only time we see it is in some of these game modes. The only time we play these cards is in some of these game modes. Well, these were kind of data mined, but they are all together different parts of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, the Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics, and as much as recent, have shifted away from your regular, the regular team that you have seen in the movies. They've added a lot of people, and that's what they do throughout the years. They've changed quite a bit. And you're going to see a lot of them in here that are different members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So we're going to start off here, and I'm just going to read you what the cards do. I am not going to rank them yet until we get to that point, but I'm just going to tell you what they are. So we have Moon Dragon. Now, these are subject to change. They may not stay the same, but we have Moon Dragon, who's been in the Guardians of the Galaxy comics for a good long time. She's a 2/2, end of turn. +2 power if you played one card this turn and spent all your energy. So she can go to a +2 if you played one card this turn and spent all of your energy. So this is a card that can get pretty big if you're just playing one card per turn. Now, what card makes you do that? Electro, right? Electro, you can only play one card per turn. Now, a lot of these new decks, including I think the number one deck, according to some of the creators, has Electro in it, and it also has, of course, Blink in there. And stuff like that. So I'll talk about that deck a little bit later when we get to the Snap Chat, or Snap Talk. Sorry, I'm not stealing Cozy and Alex's thunder there. The Snap Talk segment of the podcast. But she will, of course, now, it's end of turn, so she's going to get +2 power if you played one card this turn and spent all your energy. So many times with Electro, you are going to be doing that. So she pairs up pretty well with an Electro. Also fits really well into that particular deck, which I'll go over in a little bit. So kind of intriguing here that you're actually going to get some benefits from only playing one card per turn. So that is Moondragon. We've got Starhawk. Starhawk looks sick, man. The art looks amazing on this card. Just a base art, actually. It looks really, really cool. But Starhawk is a 2-2. Another 2-2. On reveal, on odd turns, give your cards at the left location +1 power. On even turns, give to the right location +1 power. Wow, okay. So an on reveal card, on odd turns, on your give your cards at the left location +1 power, and on even turns, give it. So it's going to depend on whether you play it on an odd turn or an even turn, as to what it's going to buff. So it's a buff card. Seems pretty good. I mean, you can really play it at any time in the game. It's low enough to do so. And it's going to give your cards at either the right or the left, depending on which turn it is. If it's an odd turn or an even turn. So whenever you play him, if it's an odd turn or an even turn, you're going to give left or right +1 power, and that's cards. So all the cards. So it behoove you to play this maybe even on turn 6, turn 5, or turn 6, because then you're going to have those other locations filled up. You're going to give those locations more power. So, okay, pretty good card. Next up is Kraglin. Kraglin, of course, and oh my God, wait a second. I didn't even look at this card good enough. Oh, I was going to say, is that Dupe? It's not Dupe. It's just some kind of weird-looking alien that he's sitting next to with a big old fish eyeball. And the tongue that is, he's drooling. So this is Kraglin. Now, he is, I believe, the same race as Yondu. And if I'm not mistaken, he is Yondu's mentor. His is an on reveal. He's a 3-2. Banish the top card of your deck. If it was 4 cost or higher, +2 energy next turn. Otherwise, give this +4 power. So he's either a 3-6, or you get +2 energy next turn if it doesn't go that way. So if you banish the top card of your deck and it was 4 cost or higher, so it's a big cost card, you get +2 energy next turn, which is always pretty good. Otherwise, you're giving him a +4 power. So you're giving him and it's all on reveal, or you're going to make him a 3-6. So not bad. Next we have Jack Flag. Jack Flag is a 3-3. Ongoing, your cards here with increased power have +2 power. So there you go. So that's going to go in hand in hand with Kraglin. And if your cards are increased, then he is going to get a +2 power. So he is. So again, you're seeing how they're going to work together, and of course, then Jack Flag is ongoing, so works well with the others. Magus. Oh man, I've been waiting for this character to get in the game. Magus is a very cool character. He is Adam Warlock's. is he Warlock's twin? I want to say, I have to look this up, but I want to say he's Adam Warlock's. He's kind of an evil Adam Warlock. And he's been in a lot of stuff with Thanos over the years in comics. That's where I remember reading him last. There's a big event comic that he's the villain in as well. So I've been looking forward to seeing him come to the game. He is a 3/5. Activate, copy the text of a character in your deck with cost equal to your unspent energy. So he's an activate, and it's copy the text of a character in your deck with cost equal to your unspent energy. So the character in your deck that he copies is going to equal your unspent energy. So when you're not spending all of your energy, let's say you don't spend 3 energy, then he's going to copy the so you can kind of dictate what this is going to be. Take some thought, but you can kind of dictate what this is going to be. If you leave 3 unspent energy, you're going to copy. Now, he's obviously a 3/5, candidate for a Surfer deck, kind of like Maverick is. Every single 3 card for the rest of the game until the end of time is going to go in a Surfer deck, right? Because that's just how it goes. But he can certainly copy the text of the Surfer if you have unspent energy that equals 3. Because it's, of course, a 3 cost. Now, he can also be a Brood. Copy the text of a Brood and make a big Brood. So almost like Absorbing Man did in the day. So anything in the Surfer deck, you're going to be able to copy by just not spending as much energy. So, and dictating how much energy you spend. So take some thought, but it's very, very cool. Next we have up, who the hell is this guy? Wait, hold on. I have to find another picture. They don't have him titled here. He doesn't have the title on his card. He is Major Victory. Major Victory is a 3/4. Kind of looks like Captain America. He's got the shield and stuff. He's a 3/4 on reveal. Add 2 members of the Guardians crew to your hand. So 2 members of the Guardians crew to your hand. And let me see Kraglin again real quick. 3/2. On reveal, banish the top card of your deck if it was 4 cost or higher. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's okay. Same thing. I just wanted to make sure that they're all jiving here. Kraglin's a 3/2. Okay. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure that they were all jiving because you have some different lists. But anyway, Major Flag. Or I'm sorry, Major Flag. Major Victory. Major Victory is a 3/4. On reveal, add 2 members of the Guardians crew to your hand. So that's, again, going to sync up with this. It's almost like you're going to want to play them all together because he's going to add 2 of the members to your hand. So it's almost like you want the team together here. And then you have Star-Lord, Master of the Sun. Now, this looks like Star-Lord's dad. Or this could be... No. Okay, no, this is Peter Quill. Peter Quill in the newer comics, again, looks quite different. He's got a beard. He's got longer hair and stuff like that. So he looks a little different. So this should still be Peter. But like I said, he looks different in the newer comics. On reveal, next turn you get +1 energy for each turn you've ended with unspent energy. So he's going to give you more energy. So a lot of energy manipulation with these cards. Kraglin has it. Star-Lord has it. And then also Magus, of course, has it as well. So they've got all this going with this energy kind of stuff. So you're going to want to play a lot of these together because you are going to get, extra energy. So, and this Star-Lord, I think, was Datamine. That's why I was telling you I was seeing Guardians cards Datamine, and this Star-Lord was probably the one that was Datamine. So we are getting a different version of Star-Lord. Again, not a great stat line, but he's a 4/5. But again, on reveal, next turn, you get +1 energy for each turn you've ended with unspent energy. So he's going to provide you with an energy boost. And then you've got Drax, the Avatar of Life. So he is a 4/4. End of turn. +4 power if your opponent played a card with greater power this turn. Move to that card if you'd be winning its location. So end of turn, +4 power if your opponent played a card with greater power. So if your opponent played a card with greater, I'm assuming than his power, then that would be 4. So he's going to get a +4. So he'd be a 4/8. And then he would move to that card if you'd be winning that location. So if your opponent played a card with greater power than his, so let's say they played a card with 5 power, 6 power, 7 power, whatever the case might be, then he would be he'd be a 4/8, and then he would move to that card if you'd be winning that location. So that's kind of different, kind of cool, I guess. Like a Ms. Marvel, like a Captain Marvel, but he would instantly go there at his end of turn. So he'd instantly go there at the end of the turn. There's more end of turn cards here. Moondragon's end of turn. Drax's end of turn also. So that end of turn deck is going to start getting some cards. That Invisible Woman deck's going to start getting some extra cards. And of course, Jocasta and all that kind of stuff, and Invisible Woman would make them proc twice. So that's kind of neat for you end of turn players. Looking at the season pass, it looks like Star-Lord is the season pass, and Magus is the other card you're going to get. The card backs are Guardian symbols. That's cool. The little patch that they wear in their outfit. Yeah, so it's because Star-Lord's the season pass card. Magus is probably the premium pass card. And then you're going to get variants for Rocket, Raccoon, and Gamora. And then, of course, the 2 card backs, one of which is the Guardians, like I said, the Guardian symbol. The other one, I'm not sure what it is. It could be the ship. I'm not 100% sure. So we'll go over it. Let's see here. We'll go over it week by week. Of course, this is February 2026. And yes, Star-Lord is your premium season pass. He's a Series 5. And then Magus, also a Series 5, releasing on week 1, February 3rd. And Moondragon will release on that date as well. Then we go to February 10th and February 15th, and that is going to be Drax and Major Victory. Then we go to February 17th, and that is Kraglin. And then we go to February 24th, 26th, and that is Jack Flag and Starhawk. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. And then there are 2 cards that have no current release date. They are Series 4 cards. Starhawk, by the way, is also a Series 4 card. And so is Major Victory. So they're your Series 4 cards. And Kraglin, Drax, Star-Lord, Magus, Moondragon, and Jack Flag are all Series 5. And then there's cards with no current release dates, and they are Bug, who is a Series 4 card, and the Yaka Arrow. So the Yaka Arrow, of course, is Yondu's arrow. So that's interesting. Is Yondu going to get a new toy here? Okay. So like the shield that can be used for Sam Wilson's Captain America, and of course gives bonuses to the other Captain America, we are now getting the Yaka Arrow as a Series 4 card. So I'm sure that'll have something to do with Yondu, and nothing mentioned about it yet, but I'm sure that will be the case. So that's kind of cool. And this is all happening in February of 2026. And the post is from snap.fan to make sure that they get credit for it. So they are the Guardians of the Galaxy. So now we're going to look ahead a little bit more. And we're going to go into March. Now, these are just names of the cards. That's all we've got. But I remember people were saying, who are big X-Men fans. Now, this could also coincide, because I don't know the exact release date of X-Men 97, but this could very well coincide with X-Men 97. With the second season of that, which is definitely going to have a lot to do with the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, as we saw, was alluded to in the post credits of that of the X-Men 97, the last season. So this looks as if it's going to could be the Four Horsemen. We don't have a title yet, but could be the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, or it could just be an Apocalypse season, or it could, I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's the Horsemen. We don't have a title yet, but these are just the names of the cards. So here we go. We have Iska the Unbeaten. We have Apocalypse, Celestials Chosen. We have Ramatut. We have Selene, Horsemen of Famine. All right. So that is the first four. Then we have Ozymandias. Now, many of you will recognize that name from another film and a DC property. So very, very prominent character in that, of course. But there have been stuff that was Watchmen, of course, I'm referring to. But Ozymandias is a Marvel character, and he is listed here. Gambit, Horsemen of Death. So as you know, the X-Men were made into Horsemen in this series. So Gambit is getting another card as the Horsemen of Death. Living Monolith. The Living Monolith is in this. Juggernaut, Horsemen of War. So my guess is that it's got to be a Horseman, right? It has to be an Apocalypse Four Horsemen type thing that they're doing here. But so far we have Selene, we have Gambit, we have Juggernaut as three of the four. So do we have the fourth Horseman? Yes, we do. That is Caliban, Horseman of Pestilence. So we have the four Horsemen here. And then we have Sandstorm. We have Celestial Empowerment, which of course is a skill. And we have En Sabah Nur. So that, of course, is the other form of Apocalypse himself. So this is going to be pretty cool. A lot of people are fans of that whole storyline. And, we've seen in Sabanur in the movie, of course, the X-Men film that Apocalypse was in. Not a big, it was okay. But I'm hoping that they kind of revisit this somewhere down the road in the MCU. It was an all right movie. It wasn't horrible. There were some cool scenes in it when Magneto and all the group were fighting Apocalypse at the end. And it was kind of neat. But, it wasn't great. And I'm hoping they revisit this at some point in time. But so that is the list of what we have. We have 4, 8, we have 12 cards. No, I'm sorry, 11. No, we have 12. 12 cards. So Iska the Unbeaten, Apocalypse Celestials Chosen, Ramatut, Selene Horseman of Famine, Gambit Horseman of Death, Juggernaut Horseman of War, Caliban Horseman of Pestilence. We have Ozymandias, the Living Monolith. We have Sandstorm, Celestial Empowerment, and we have En Sabah Nur. So that's exciting. That's going to be in the March season coming up in Marvel Snap. So pretty cool stuff, man, as it usually is when we get a patch coming out. And of course, I will do my rankings on these cards as the seasons progress. They also have a little calendar here for January. And of course, we know that that's Dragons. And of course, week 1, January 6th, we're going to have Xiao Lao, the Undying. We are going to have Dragon of the Moon. And then we're going to have Majestic Wing Beat, of course. and then Lockheed are all going to come out in week 1. So they are Series 5. And then we have Series 4 is Majestic Wingbeat. And we have another Series 5 in Lockheed. So we're getting 4 cards in week 1. And that's January 6th. Then we go to January 13th. We're getting Lin Lei, Iron Fist. Could be Lean Lei. And of course they have that the Sword of Fuzi. Or Fuzai. Probably Fuzai. And then we go to January 20th, which is Fin Fang Foom. And then we go to January 27th January 27th and January 30th. And that is going to be Shang-Chi, Master of Rings. And then we have the 10 Rings as well. And we have Dragon Lord, which also comes out. And we have cards with no current release date. And we have the Hand of Shalao, Dragon Breath, which are both skill cards. And then we have Dragon Man. So no current release date on those yet. But that is what it looks like for January 2026. So very cool, guys. A lot of stuff going on with the upcoming seasons, and we got to look at some pretty cool stuff in the Datamines. If you want to check those out, go to snap.fan, and you could see all of these that I just went over, and you can see all the upcoming seasons along with some variants and stuff like that we're also going to be getting. All right. Let's see here. What I want to go over next. Kraglin Magus. I'm just looking to make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think so. I think I covered everything that I wanted to. Yeah, looks like I covered everything I wanted to. A little bit later on, I'm going to get to and I've actually named the segment. At least I think I have. I may have settled on a name for it. Not sure yet. Well, yeah, I think I've settled on a name. Here's some news. Coleman Domingo wants to play a villain in the MCU that audiences will sympathize with. I think the idea of getting the audience to pull a tear on a villain is interesting to me. I love Coleman Domingo. Loved him since I've been watching him in Fear the Walking Dead. He is a great actor, and of course he voices Norman Osborn in the Spider-Man animated series, the newer one. He is in an upcoming movie, which I'm going to talk about in the MCU Minute, which has absolutely nothing to do with the MCU, but I don't care. I'm talking about it anyway. So he is an amazing actor. And I'll tell you, when I know an actor is good, okay, they handle adversity really well, and they can do other things. And I'll tell you, Coleman during COVID had a show that was basically just he was inviting some friends over to his house, and they would have brunch together and stuff like that, like just a one-on-one kind of a thing. And they would just talk to each other about just various things. It was such a wonderful show. I loved it. I watched it during COVID, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Some of these actors did do stuff like that. Jeffrey Dean Morgan had a show as well, and the shows were on AMC. Because obviously they were actors that were working on AMC shows at the time. But man, when you could just see these guys talk, Coleman's cooking dinner, and some of the people are remote, but then he would have like a guest over every now and then too. But other people were remote, and he would make a mixed drink, and he would also cook something for breakfast, like a brunch item. And they would chat. They would talk about people's careers and things like that. And he was just amazing to listen to and watch. And he's just got that it factor for me. I could just watch him do almost anything. And I would very much be thrilled if he was in the MCU, and especially as a villain. I think he'd be fantastic. He had said he would love to play a new version of Norman, and because he's already voicing him and the animated series is based on him. I would love him as Norman Osborn. I think he'd be fantastic in that role. So, obviously we have Team Clash coming up, guys, in just a couple days. And I'm, of course, going to defer to all the wonderful creators that have gone over it already. KM Best has gone over it at length. I previewed it in the last pod if you want to hear about what the cards are like and all that kind of stuff. But I would defer you to those people. Binks went over it. Like I said, Regis Kilbin has gone over it as well. So if you want to see really, really good previews for it, head over to their YouTube pages. They've all done an amazing job with Team Clash. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because, again, I previewed all the cards for you guys on the last pod, but it is coming up in just a matter of days. It's going to be out in just a couple of days, and again, like I said, you can make decks or you can do the preset decks, whichever you want to do. And of course, it entered in today on today's patch. So make sure you patch your game, by the way, if you haven't done so. If you haven't downloaded the patch, make sure that you do. All right, I'll just go over this. This is from Snap Zone. And Team Clash is the brand new game mode that lets you command a team of your favorite characters. There are a total of 5 teams in this mode, and each brings their own unique ability that creates all new synergies and playlines. The new team abilities make sure that you're leveraging each team's powerful abilities by using members of the same team. The other thing I saw in the Datamines, there's other Team Clash variants Datamines. So I'm imagining this will not be the only version of this, that this is probably something that may even replace another one of those limited time game modes that we may see a lot of this. I don't think too many people were happy with the latest version that we got. And, they of course, they just made it where you couldn't make your own decks in it. And the Champions one. And maybe they're going to replace it with this, or at least for a little while. I don't know. But it does seem like that this may be something new that may stick around for a while. If people like it. Not to be left out, each of the 6 core characters in each team has their own unique ability. So when you see the Team Clash logo and border on a card, there is a brand new ability that exists only in Team Clash. Characters that share the same team affiliation will be marked with the team logo on the top left corner. As players complete games, they'll progress along the event path, earning awesome rewards like the new card Wild Child. Playing games will also earn players emblems, which they can use in the event shop. The new skill card Fastball Special and cosmetics can be found here. So Wild Child and Fastball Special, which, by the way, oh boy, Galactus. Oh boy, Galactus with Fastball Special. Oh man, maybe the G-Man is coming back in his true and natural form. Not the First Steps one, but the OG Galactus. If he's not already making a comeback with Maverick a little bit today, and I know he is because I saw Nina Iznoob was playing him, Alex was playing him, he is going to be even more back in the meta with Fastball Special. So I'm telling you, I am salivating for that one. I will definitely be playing some OG Galactus. How do you play? Start your Team Clash journey by selecting one of 5 main teams. Each team includes a unique ability that will help boost the abilities or power of your characters in that team. 6 of the cards in the deck will be locked to the pre-designated characters, but you will have the option to customize the other 6 cards for the deck with your own collection of cards. Once the match begins, everything plays out in classic Snap fashion, but your team's mechanics and new character skills will provide opportunities for new playlines and synergies. The player controlling 2 of the 3 locations after 6 rounds wins the game. So it's 6 rounds. Winning will reward you with another ticket for entry as well as 10 XP to progress on the new reward track and 10 emblems to spend in the shop. If you lose, it's not all bad. You still get 5 and 5 emblems. How long will Team Clash be here? We'll start at 11 a.m. Pacific Time Daily Reset on December 18th, and we'll end on December 28th, so 10 days at the Daily Reset. Team Clash Economy. Battling in Team Clash always leads to emblems and event XP. Climb the ranks of Clash Pass and claim a variety of rewards. Complete Team Clash missions to aid in your progress. The new Series 4 card, Wild Child, is available for all players in the free track, based on previous limited time game modes. We expect the average free event pass player to earn enough emblems to unlock Fastball Special. Bring all the emblems you've earned to the Clash shop and choose from a selection of prizes, including new Series 4 skill card, Fastball Special, new variants, emotes, and holiday-themed borders. There are also Series 3 card packs available for players early on in their card collection journey. Rewards per match. Win equals 10 emblems plus 10 XP in one team ticket. Loss equals 5 emblems and 5 XP. And a tie equals 5 and 5. Missions. Complete defocused missions to earn more emblems and XP. Players will receive missions with varying degree of requirements that grant either 10, 20, or 40 emblems and XP. Players will start with 6 total missions. Missions refill every 8 hours or can be refreshed faster with gold. Make sure to check with which missions you have active in order to select the right team to complete them. Team tickets. Each match of Team Clash requires 1 ticket to enter. Every player will start with 6 tickets when Team Clash opens. Every 8 hours, 4 additional tickets will be added to your total, up to the soft cap of 9. This means that if you have 9 tickets, there will be no additional tickets added every 8 hours. The timer for the 8-hour ticket resets starts on the first time you enter the Team Clash. If for some reason you choose to test the limits of how many tickets you can buy and hold at one time, you will be hard capped at 99. 1 match, 1 team ticket. Ticket is returned if you win. Starting ticket 6. Ticket regeneration 4 every 8 hours. Ticket soft cap is 9. Hard cap is 99. Cost per ticket is 10 gold. So you can buy tickets. Team Clash Event Pass Reward Track. 2 new Series 4 cards are available in this run. Wild Child is available in the Event Pass on the free track, and Fastball Special can be obtained in the Team Clash Event shop. We expect the average free Event Pass player to earn enough emblems to claim both. Team Clash features an Event Pass with 2 reward tracks, free and premium. Progress on both tracks occurs simultaneously, serving as an additional way to earn emblems, which you can spend in the shop. Premium Pass can be purchased for 1,200 gold and includes all rewards for the 51 milestones. Players that purchase the Premium Pass will immediately granted 1,960 XP upon purchase, which will skip them to milestone 15 if purchased while at 0 XP. Players will also receive 1 times Distress Gold Border and 2 team tickets upon purchasing the Premium Pass. And this just goes over the stuff here. Event Pass rewards. You're going to get blue snowflake borders, 2 team tickets, 50 random borders. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's got to be XP. Random borders, collectors and tokens, emblems, blue snowflake border, random boosters, credits, boosters and credits, Carnage card border. Wow, that says 1 Carnage card border. So I'm not sure what that means. Wild Child then, and then you have random boosters. Emblems wrapping paper border. I think we had that last year. Wrapping paper border as well there. 1 Carnage card border. I don't know what that is. Blue snowflake border. I think we had those last year too. Collector tokens. Carnage card border. I don't know what that could be. Just going down here, wrapping paper. And then at the very end, you get a Victor Pharaoh Hulk variant. The daily shop refreshes every 8 hours, 17 tickets. Avatar, 3 emblems or emote, 2,500 emblems. Rare variant, 1,000 emblems. So this is just all stuff that you are going to get. And then, of course, you have your teams. Avengers team. Hawkeye, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Thor, Vision, and Hulk. These are the preset teams. Thunderbolts is going to have Toxie Doxie, Winter Soldier, Ghost, Taskmaster, and Sentry. Now the rest of there are cards in these preset teams. The Avengers team has, along with the the ones that are the actual Team Clash cards. Also has America Chavez, Jeff, Okoye, Ironheart, Captain Carter, and Iron Man. The Thunderbolts team has Hood, Hulkbuster, Viper, Absorbing Man, Claw, and Red Hulk. Guardians of the Galaxy has Nebula, Adam Warlock, Angela, that's Silver Surfer First Steps, Gladiator, and Beta Ray Bill. The Spider-Verse also has Vulture, Madam Web, Kraven, Penny Parker, Silk, and Man Spider. And then the X-Men have Sunspot, Jim Hammond, Esme Cuckoo, Elsa Bloodstone, or no, I'm sorry, not Elsa. That's Hope Summers, Legion, and Magneto. There is a banned cards list. Wow, oddly enough, no Galactus. No Galactus is on the list. Alioth is on it, RSM Nightmare, Hydra Bob, Human Torch, Storm, Living Tribunal, and Mercury. They banned Human Torch because of the move aspect of the deck. So no Human Torch, no Storm, no Tribunal. Wow, that's crazy that Galactus is not banned. It's the first time I've seen a limited game mode where they're going to allow the OG Galactus. Damn, dude. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. So that is Team Clash. And that is the spin for the day. So we're going to move on. And we are going to head over. Actually, you know what? I think for the sake of time, because we're already we've already burned through a good amount of time. So for the sake of time, I'm going to skip over the request line. The only poll I had this week was actually not even a Marvel Snap one or a Marvel one. It's a Star Wars poll. And I got to thinking about this because of a post that someone posted, and then Burb responded to it. So I just have this little quick poll, and I don't even know if I got any responses on it. I think I might have gotten one. But anyway, this is a Star Wars poll. Fill in the franchise. Let's see. I've got a Star Wars poll for you. Which film in the franchise led to, thought I spell checked this, but obviously I didn't. Which film in the franchise led to the recent downturn of the property? If you believe it is downturned. If your choice isn't listed here, please check other and include your own. Or if you don't feel it's in a downturn, tell me why. And I have listed The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, Solo: A Star Wars Story, and other I have listed below. So of the people who voted, Rise of Skywalker was pretty much by far the film that they voted that led to the downturn in Star Wars. And then we had Solo: A Star Wars Story at 25. Other was listed at 25. And The Last Jedi was listed at 8%. That surprises me because of all of these choices, I would say that for me, especially, I was very taken aback by The Last Jedi. I just, even after several watches, I just didn't like it. And after Force Awakens, I really liked Force Awakens. I know it was a remake of the original. I get it. I get that. But I liked it. I thought it was done very, very, very well. And, some people will say that, some people won't. But I thought it was done really well. And especially the ending. The ending. Oh my God, the ending of that movie. When Rey walks up that mountain and Luke is standing there and it cuts to black and the music comes. I'm sorry, but that is one of the best endings in a Star Wars movie I've ever seen. It left me wanting so badly to see what happened next that I could not wait for the sequel to come out. And when I got the crap continuation of that I did, I was pissed. Mark Hamill just tossing the lightsaber over his shoulder after she gave it to him, and oh God, what a lousy. That was like a joke someone played on people, and I I'm sorry, but from that moment on, they ruined it for me. That movie was nothing but a higher budget copy of a Battlestar Galactica, the recent one, not the old one, episode where they were chasing after the Battlestar until it ran out of fuel. Complete copy of Battlestar Galactica. Piece of utter garbage. Mark Hamill even hates the film. He couldn't stand the way they portrayed his character. I'm sorry. Rian Johnson might be a great director. All right. Knives Out. I didn't watch any of them. I haven't seen him, but I've heard good things. Rian Johnson may be a great director, but he was not a great Star Wars director, and anybody could fight me on it. I hated The Last Jedi. Hated it. And then when you get to the end, when they're on doing the Battle of Crate on that planet with which was basically a do-over of Hoth, including the walkers and all that kind of stuff. Instead of giving Luke his moment, they make him freaking astral project himself to the planet and is not even there. How cool it would have been. And I agree with Kevin Smith on this 100% because I remember coming home after this movie in bewilderment. And I remember I went through all the stages of grief. I remember being so pissed at the end of this film, thinking to myself, that's how Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker is going to die? He's going to fade off into nothingness, sitting on an island by himself? Are you kidding me? That's how the character is going to go away? Like, that was the worst possible. If he would have just been present at that battle, and all those AT-ATs and everything shooting at him, and he does the brush off thing, and if he would have just been there, that by the way is straight out of the Dark Empire comic book. Go look it up. He fought an AT-AT and he held the AT-AT off by himself with the Force because that's how strong he was. He deflected the big turret bullets and knocked the damn thing down with the Force. That's what I wanted to see. That's what it should have been. You want to have him die in the battle there? Have him fight Kylo? Have him die in the battle? I don't care how you have him die after that, but give the man his moment. He deserved that. That character deserved that. So much so that they gave him the moment by having another actor portray him and using some AI. They gave him his badass moment in The Mandalorian. And he thanked them for it. Mark Hamill thanked Jon Favreau for giving him that badass Luke Skywalker moment that all of us wanted to see. But it wasn't Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill was there and stuff like that, but it was not Mark Hamill. It was a different actor, and they were, and they had to kind of use AI on the face. But my God. So yes, The Last Jedi is what did it for me. I'm surprised more people didn't vote for that. Rise of Skywalker was them scrambling to try to fix Rian Johnson's mess. And they couldn't do it. They could not do it. If you guys have ever read Dark Empire and Star Wars, if you haven't read it, go read it. It's a fantastic book. It's very dark. It's a sequel to Return of the Jedi. They were going to do that in this story. I know they were. There were too many hints and clues about it. They couldn't do it, I don't think, because even J.J. Abrams even said the initial story, the way it was supposed to go, Force Awakens was about Han Solo. Last Jedi was about Luke. Rise of Skywalker was going to be about Leia. But unfortunately, Carrie passed away. But I think that they were going to adapt Dark Empire entirely in those 3 films, and it completely went awry. Rian Johnson just destroyed the whole thing, and it completely went awry. So anyway, I'm off on my little tangent, but yeah. So that was the poll that was out there. Solo: A Star Wars Story, I actually liked. A lot of people didn't go see it, but I actually thought it was okay. And then this comment I got from reviews from the tub. I'm just going over with I'm just going with oversaturation. Some of those new ones were not well received, but I feel like it was too much all at once. I know it wasn't all at once, but the wait between the first trilogy to the second and the second to now is much longer than how it's pumped out now. Yeah, that could very well be. I mean, Disney, Disney did the same thing with oversaturation with Marvel a little bit. And if you don't believe that, well, you can wait and see what they're going to end up doing with Doomsday, because they've already said that Doomsday is a direct sequel to Endgame. Why do you think they would do that? Why do you think they would do that and skip all of the other stuff? Not to say that the characters aren't still there. The Thunderbolts are still there. Sam Wilson's Cap is still Sam Wilson's Cap. They're all still there. But why would they make it a direct sequel if they didn't think they oversaturated it? So yes, I agree with you. All right, taking a little drinky and we're moving on. I'm drinking Diet Orange soda, by the way. All right, we're going to get to Snap Talk, and we're going to talk about my week in the game. So, I am, like I said earlier, at 94. I'm going to open the game up. Give me a minute. I'm going to open up the game on the iPad. Open up the game on the iPad. I did get Maverick today. I attempted, and I didn't do very well with it, but I attempted to play Surfer deck. I suck at it. I'm going to be the first one to admit I stink at Surfer. I don't like Surfer. I'm not a Surfer fan. I hate Surfer metas. I do not like Surfer metas, so I hope that doesn't come to pass. But I am not a fan. I'll leave that to the experts like Ben Roller and others to really enjoy that deck. I am not a Surfer fanatic, and nor do I expect to be anytime soon. So if I play Maverick, it's going to be in one of these lists, like these buff lists that end up using OG Galactus. Like I saw Nina is new playing, and I think Regis did, and others. Alex Kocha did too, but I think his was just basically or mostly like a Surfer deck, but it had Galactus in it. Or no, maybe that was Nina's. One of them had a Surfer deck, but had Galactus in it. I don't know. But in any case, I am not. I'm not thrilled with. I'm not thrilled with Surfer decks. I never was a fan of those. And yeah. Anyway, just give me a few minutes here. I'm downloading the current version of Snap to my iPad. I forgot to do it earlier. One of the people that I have leaving my alliance, his name is Josh. I've had cool conversations with him, so shout out to Josh. Yeah, Josh is one of the people that is having to leave the game because he's going through all these frustrations with the bugs, and sadly, you know, he can't play it anymore, which sucks. I feel for these people, I really do. That stinks that they can't play something that they enjoyed playing. But I got a message from him today saying, it's been fun, but I haven't logged into Snap in nearly 2 weeks, and it feels freeing. I'm probably going to go ahead and delete the app and give me some space. And basically, I told him I completely understand. What could you do if your phone isn't going to run it, and that's generally the way that you play. He says, glad to hear your podcast is doing well and you're having fun with it. The game is just taking up too much space. And as you know, I had so many issues with it crashing, I won't be able to get another phone for a while. Yeah, it stinks, man. I'm sorry to hear that you're having to go through that. It does really suck when something like that happens, and it's not something you want to do necessarily. You're enjoying the game, but unfortunately just can't play it, which that stinks. All right, so the deck I'm playing, and this has gotten me to where I am at 94. I'm 94 and 6 out of 7, so I'm very close to 95. So maybe we'll be able to plow along this month and actually get there. But the deck I've been playing is this one. This is from Glazer's video. This is a Wiccan deck, a Wiccan Victoria hand. It is Quicksilver, Hawkeye, Iron Patriot, Merlin, Mirage, and Victoria Hand. So you got plenty of twos. Where you're not having to use Domino. So you got plenty of twos in here. You're always going to get a 2. And in fact, you'll make yourself the 3s, even though there's only 2 3s in here. You can play a 2 and an extra 1 because you have Merlin out there who can give you the extra 1. You have you have Hawkeye's arrows that can give you the extra 1 on turn 3. So you've got plenty of that, and you're going to want those out anyway, the arrows, because they're going to get buffed by the Victoria Hand. You got speed. Shadow King. Shadow King is going to be really good for all these buff decks that are being played. Just saying. Stardust is in here. You've got Wiccan. You've got Cosmic Ghost Rider. And you've got Galactus First Steps. So I've been doing really well with this. It doesn't, it has some weaknesses. The ones I've noticed are discard a little bit. It has a tough time dealing a little bit with discard. If you play Hela, it's an instant snap. And Hela's out there. There's a lot of people playing Hela now with the discard stuff going on. So if you see Hela, it's an instant snap if you get Stardust. Instant snap because they get nothing. And the bots, I don't think, realize it. The bots are playing Hela. They don't realize it. I got 8 cubes off a bot because they played Hela turn 6 and got nothing, which I thought was hilarious. I was actually laughing. But obviously they don't know how to play the deck, and they don't know how to leave when they see the Stardust come out. So yeah. I've also been, I've been playing this one too. This is also from Glazer's list, and I also saw other people play this as well. I think I saw Dexter play it. Butt might have a version of this as well. But this is this was the number 1 deck. I don't know if it still is, but it was. This is Ebony Maw, Chamber, Valentina, Electro, Luna Snow, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Legion, Blink, Enchantress, War Machine, Galactus First Steps, and Infinite. So it's a War Machine list. No Storm or anything like that. It's a War Machine list, so you can just play the Infinite if you need to on turn 6. And obviously, Ebony Maw, if you get him in your opening hand, you can hold him for a couple turns. Because you can see if you draw the War Machine, you're going to be okay. But you probably don't want to play him unless you've got it. Maybe you have him in a lane with a Chamber, which might still be okay, or maybe you have him in a lane with Luna Snow or something like that. Like maybe you put out Luna and Ebony Maw on turn 3. That's a good amount of power. And if you got Chamber in there with them as well, you could still build that Chamber up later, so you could still maybe win the game. Or win the lane with just that. So could also blink him out too if you want to with blink. But this has been pretty good. I've also been playing some straight old Sauron, and this is because of all the destroy that I've seen out there. Still seeing a ton of destroy decks. So I decided to put an old school Sauron list together, mixed a little with new school, but it's Sauron, Ezekiel Sims, that's the new school. And then I have Armor and Cosmo, both in here. I have Surtur, I have Starbrand, I have Ares, I have Cull Obsidian, Typhoid Mary, I have Red Skull, Enchantress, and Scar. Now, Enchantress, a little difficult because if you have Cosmo in there, obviously you can't play. You got to be careful. Because you can't play her on the Cosmo lane. But she can clean up some stuff with your Red Skull or your Starbrand, things like that are affecting you. She could also take out an ongoing deck all by itself. I used her against Victoria Hand and won a game because of it. So, yeah, this is pretty good. Listen, a deck that's quite easy to play, and it's always going to be relevant because you just have big cards. And you're going to be able to go a lot taller than some decks. Now, some of the ones like the new discard and like the new, the destroy in some cases will go bigger than you. But in a lot of cases, this can go bigger than many decks that are out there. So I was playing this for a little bit. I think all the rest of them are stuff I told you about last week. The discard deck that I've been playing is with Weapon H. But this one has changed a little bit for me because I've just gone through, like, I had Khonshu in it, But I don't know. This one just kind of seems to work a little better. And this is Nerf Herder's version of it. This is Meek, Scorn, Blade, Morbius, Zombie Power Man, Corvus Glaive, Lady Sif, Dracula, Proxima Midnight, MODOK, Apocalypse, and Weapon H. Some of these lists don't have MODOK. I know KM Best didn't have MODOK in it, and it just had Khonshu, Apocalypse, and Weapon H in it. So whichever way you play it, they're out there. There's a lot of people playing them and stuff like that. So yeah. All right, we're going to look at, that is my decks. That is where I stand. Oh, Conquest. I got the Professor X card today. So I am maxed out in that. I got the new card. It is the Professor X by Moon Colony. And then I still have some points left over for next week too, so I can get the Premium Mystery Variant next week, and then I'll be done with Conquest for the month. And let's see what's in the Shop-a-roni. We've got the Winterverse Spotlight Pack is out. Of course, I got the Series 5 pack with Chamber. Or not Chamber. Is it Chamber? Oh my God, I already forgot what they did. Maverick, sorry. There's a Winterverse variant pack which comes with some of the Winterverse variants that you may not have gotten yet, and 2 new ones. Comes with Debris, Destroyer, Sentry, Storm, and White Widow. The Storm and White Widow are gorgeous. Who does this art? Lucas Wernick. White Widow's in like a Russian skiing outfit with a furry hat and the boots and stuff. It looks incredible. And Storm as well looks awesome. She's got like a boa on, holding a cup of coffee. That's awesome. I didn't even see that before. She's holding a cup of coffee while she's up in the air. She's got sunglasses on, a big, looks like a lightning bolt earring, very fashionable. Looks like she's got like a fashion thing. I mean, it's, again, gorgeous. Russell Douterman variant. So they are absolutely gorgeous. I don't know, though, that I want, do I want the other? You know what? It's only credits. It's only credits. I'm going to open one right here with you guys. Let's see what I get. And I got Sentry. Okay. I got Sentry. I kind of wanted that Sentry anyway. He's building a gingerbread house and he has the void creeping up on him. You also get Sentry boosters. Oh, and they give you some tokens back. Okay. I can get 25 back, but that's not too bad. I'm going to open another. I really want that. I'm going to open another one. All right. Well, okay. Got Debris. I got Debris. But this Debris, oh, wow. This Debris, okay, it gives you the coal. I didn't know that. It gives you the coal rocks. That's cool. The only one that I had the Korg that gave you the coal rocks. I did not know that gives you that. So I got 25 back there too. So, okay. We're going to go for it. We're going to keep going. Number 3. I got the Storm. Sweet. Very cool. That is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing winter variant of Storm. I love it. That is going to be my, I got 50 credits that time. That is going to be my my permanent Storm variant. Love that. How many do I have left? I have 2 left. Oh, man. I'd rather have the White Widow than the Destroyer, but come on, White Widow. Come on, White Widow. Yes! All right, I got it. Woo! I got the White Widow, so I won't have to spend the credits for the Destroyer. But that's awesome. I don't play White Widow much anymore, but that's very cool. So there you go. Saw me waste a whole bunch of tokens. But what are you gonna do? It's only tokens. Now I only need 1, and that's the Destroyer. I don't know if I'll get that though. I never play Destroyer. Very, very, very seldom. So, all right. Well, there you go. I have the Ultimate Dagger and Malekith in my Spotlight stuff. Okay, so let's go, and obviously the variants are going to have additions. So there you go, the White Widow, the Storm, the Debris, the Sentry at Christmas variants. Got Jean Grey. I told you guys how to get her at the beginning of the pod. Professor X, just told you I got that. I have the Weapon X Super Rare from Pandart variant. I got the Victoria Hand Crees, Crees variant. I got the Ares Victor Pharaoh variant. Now, there is a Victor Pharaoh album out, which is very cool. Victor's art is awesome. But it's all 1,200 gold, and I really wanted the Ares, though. The Ares looks sick. And then, of course, on the collection track, I got the Weapon X variant at the end of the season track, the Supja Weapon X. Darkhawk, Justin Fields variant of Darkhawk I got. I think I may have gotten that last week, though. Omega Red. Yeah, I think there's a... So that was it. So I got a good amount of variants this week, and there you go. I had some openings right here with you guys. So that is kind of cool. But oh my God, this White Widow is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to switch this right now on my custom card. I'm going to switch it out, and let's see what we can do here with it. Put it in there. Oh, it would look so cool with a snow. I have. Oh wow. Oh my gosh! I made it inked. Oh, that looks amazing inked, dude. Wow, that looks sick inked. Wow, man, that's awesome. It even looks good with the black and white rays. The rays aren't my favorites. Ooh, frosted glass. Oh, that looks cool too. Oh, I think I might leave it at that. You know, I never really had any frosted glass stuff to use, but with the snow and everything coming down, oh, that looks fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Yeah, let's go with that. We're going to go with that. That looks absolutely sick. I'll share that on my X and on my Discord as well. Let me see what I can do with the Storm here. Now, Storm I already have. Custom card here. Let's go there. I have a lot of variants for Storm. Holy crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 15 Storm variants. How do I not have her? Do I have her complete? I can't believe I wouldn't with all those variants. That's insane. All right, well, we're going to put this one in there. Now, that looks cool. What kind of border should we... Oh, she looks cool with the candy cane winter border. Just could put a plain silver metallic on there. The rainbow refraction looks cool. Oh, the blue snowflakes look awesome. Wow, the blue snowflakes look awesome. And I have the... Now, let's see. Do I have the... I do have the frosted glass with her as well. But I don't think it's going to make that one look as good. Nah. Frosted glass is better on Black Widow. I like that better on her. Or White Widow, rather. Yeah, no. I'm just going to go back to... Galactic Storm looks good on her, too, though. Yeah, Galactic Storm looks awesome. And then I can still do the Galactic... Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to mess around with this one for a while. But for now, I'm just going to leave it on the blue snowflakes because that looks really, really good. Okay, I like it. I like it. All right, well, there you go. Let me just look in the shop real quick, see if there's anything noteworthy. The Maverick variant, I think it's some kind of mech variant. No, Supja variant of that. $20. Weapon H, $20. The Galacta bundle, Cosmic Idol, $50. Wave Check, 3,000 gold. Token Tuesday, getting a little bit better, but still, you're paying 1,500 gold for 1,200 tokens. Premium Mystery Pack for $99. And then in my shop today, I have the Victor Faro stuff, the Titania, Agent 13, the Mystique. These all look just absolutely amazing. Agent 13 looks awesome. Punisher looks literally like the Thomas Jane Punisher from the movie. I mean, if I played with that card, I would pick it up. Mystique looks awesome. Yeah, they look fantastic. Victor Faro's artwork is amazing. Looks really, really good. Speaking of which, let me go to the album because I do... yeah, you can get the Titania emote. She's kind of got a smirk on her face with her fist. You can get borders. You can get a Bullseye Victor Faro card, which looks cool. And then 5,000 tokens at the end if you want to get them all. But it's a lot of money, a lot of gold. All right, well, that is that section of the pod. That is the Snap Talk for the week. And we are going to move on and head over to Comics Corner. And today, we are going to talk about Maverick in the Comics Corner. So let's get to that. Then we'll go to my picks of the week in books. So let's get over to Comics Corner, shall we? And we will look at Maverick and see what he's all about here. All right. All right, Maverick. Christopher Nord, Earth 616. He is Christopher Nord. Maverick is his alias. His parents, unidentified, deceased. Siblings, Andreas Nord, brother, deceased. Spouses, Janetta Barcellini, wife, deceased. Man, everybody's dead. Children, unnamed child is also deceased. Gee whiz. He's widowed. Male, 6'3", 230 pounds, blue eyes, brown hair. He is a mutant. He is alive, unlike all of his family. Jeez. Unrevealed location in former East Germany is where his place of birth is. Identity is known to authorities. He's German. Mercenary, former government operative, freedom fighter. He's base of operations is Queens, New York, in New York City. And his creators are Larry Hama and Mark Silvestri. His first appearance is Wolverine Volume 2, number 48, September of 1991. Depicted in memory implant as Morse. X-Men, Volume 2, number 5, December 1991 as Maverick. Weapon X, the Draft, Agent Zero, number 1 as Agent Zero. All right. Born in East Germany, Christoph Nord was an idealist who fought against the communist regime as a freedom fighter for the West German Cell 6. Nord's brother Andreas fought for the East Germans, and when the two met in battle, Nord was forced to kill him in cold blood. Wow, Nord killed his brother. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that would make some sense. Mercenary. Later, and after an encounter with the assassin, the Confessor, Nord was recovering in a German hospital where he fell in love with nurse Janetta Bersolini. The two married, and she soon was a double agent. But he later learned that she was a double agent and was forced to kill her after she attacked him. Wow, kill this. Okay, well, that's why they're all deceased. Guilt and pain drove him further into his mercenary work, and he eventually accepted an offer to join the Central Intelligence Agency Weapon X program. Nord joined the program, Covert Operations Unit Team X, changed his name to David North, and took the code name Maverick. Japanese crime lord Matsuo Suriyaba and his allies, including former Weapon X scientist Dr. Cornelius, resurrected the Russian super soldier Omega Red. In order to stabilize his mutant power, Omega Red required the carbonadium synthesizer, device stolen from him by Team X decades earlier. Omega Red captured Maverick's former Team X teammate Wolverine, who had the location of the C synthesizer buried in his memory, and several of Wolverine's teammates in the X-Men. Maverick was hired by former Team X liaison Major Arthur Barrington to prevent Omega Red from obtaining the device, and he tracked another former X member, Sabretooth, to Omega Red's location. With Maverick's help, the X-Men were able to defeat the villains, and he subsequently killed Cornelius in an act of revenge. Barrington later sent Maverick to recover documents known as the Xavier Files. After the father of the X-Men's telepathic founder, Professor Charles Xavier, the files were in possession of a former colleague of Xavier's father, Dr. Alexander Reiking, who was under the protection of the superhuman mercenary Warhawk. During the ensuing clash, Warhawk exploded, killing Reiking and seemingly destroying the files. Maverick was then assigned by the U.S. government to protect Aldo Ferro, a former Weapon X ally. Maverick's former X-alumni sought Ferro after one of their number, Mastodon, died when his age suppression factor was seemingly reversed. Unbeknownst to Team X, Ferro was responsible for secretly implanting them all with false memories during their time with Weapon X. After Ferro betrayed Maverick, he signed with his former teammates against Ferro, who was seemingly killed in a subsequent battle. In a later encounter with Hammer and Sickle, Maverick's left eye was gouged out by Sickle, and he was left to die in the Swiss Alps. Forced to cauterize the wound to stop from bleeding to death, Maverick survived and later resurfaced to aid Wolverine against a revived Weapon X program. The new program sent Sabretooth to recruit both Maverick and fellow Team X alumnus John Wraith. Neither accepted the offer, and so Sabretooth killed Wraith and critically injured Maverick. Brought to the program with only minutes to live, Maverick reluctantly joined in order to survive and was genetically modified to become Agent Zero. Although an efficient operative, Zero hated what he had become and frequently considered suicide. His initial missions included killing a Colombian drug lord, killing a government informant, and taking out a terrorist organization. He was later assigned to kill Wolverine, but Agent Zero purposely failed the assassination, knowing that he could not try to kill an old friend. The director punished Zero for his failure, but he knew Zero would fail the assignment. Was merely given to further break Agent Zero's will. Later, Zero recaptured Sabretooth after his betrayal of the program and would have killed him had the director not shocked him again. Agent Zero continued to serve the program by performing missions such as recruiting other mutants to join the program and even hunting innocent mutants for internment at the camp dubbed Neverland. The agent continually tried to distance himself from the other agents. Disgruntled that he fit within the group, at one point the director stated he'd like nothing more to have Agent Zero killed, and he had tried before, but Zero was too successful. After a change in leadership, Zero was assigned to track the anti-human terrorist group Gene Nation that had been revived by former Weapon X operative Marrow. Confronting her, Zero learned that her latest recruit, a man using his former identity of Maverick, had been sent to attack New York's Grand Central Station. Confronting the imposter, Zero inflicted a fatal wound upon him, only to learn that it was his friend Chris. Zero then set about the task of wiping out Gene Nation with new zeal. Although he declined to make Marrow a martyr, returning to an abandoned Weapon X facility, Zero's investigations led him to join Wolverine and the enigmatic mercenary Phantom X in opposing the project's original founder, John Sublime. Nord lost his powers during M-Day. He relocated to an office in Queens, handling various depowered mutants. There was some stuff with Dr. Doom after the cataclysmic event where a lunar space station meant to clear the hazardous CO2 emissions from Earth's atmosphere was sabotaged by an armed militia flying Latveria's colors. Nord, having returned to mercenary work, was tasked by Interpol to apprehend the likely dead suspect, dead or alive, and to do so with extreme prejudice. Although hideously outmatched in all counts, the dictator surrendered willingly to the proper authorities without much of a fight. Agent Zero, among others, kept a close eye on Victor during prisoner transfer. Then he was in Wolverine Dawn of X, Weapons of X, Blood Hunt, From the Ashes. Powers. Like many of Earth's great mutants, Zero lost his Homo superior abilities as a result of the aftermath of M-Day. Nord currently possesses no superhuman abilities due to the events of M-Day. Even without his mutant powers, Zero is an excellent hand-to-hand combatant, a precision marksman, and an expert in covert operations and demolitions. He also has vast experience with computers and communications equipment. He wore a suit of body armor that contained airtight seals, shielding, and a mask containing a limited oxygen supply. The suit also stored an artificial booster field that multiplied the amount of kinetic energy he absorbed, boosting his power. Prior to losing his powers, he wore vibranium weave body armor that rendered him completely silent as he moved. The armor also refracted light, which in total darkness rendered him nearly invisible to conventional methods of detection. Weapons, he had wrist-mounted nail shooters, pistols, rifles, and other arms, wrist-mounted plasma blasters, pistols with adamantium ammunition, adamantium-coated knife, sniper rifle with anti-metal ammunition. Despite the fact that Maverick's identity is secret, it is known to certain officials in U.S., Canadian, and German governments. While recently stated as having mutant DNA, again by Beast, it seems his powers hasn't returned. So there you go. That is Maverick. And we are going to go to the Marvel Unlimited app. And we are going to check for books about Maverick first. And then we will go into my comic picks of the week. Let's see what we got about Maverick here. Yep, we got Maverick, Chris Bradley. No description. But there are comics for him. He has, of course, Weapon X from 2002 to 2004. And that is the most recent. And in fact, that is all that the app has for him. Weapon X10, 9, 8, and issue 7. And that's a series from 2002 to 2004. So nothing really in the app about him other than that. But again, I'm sure that you can find the older books. Of course, he was created, as I said earlier, quite a bit earlier than that. Let me see if I can pull it back up. He was created in 1991. So if you want to go back and read some of that kind of stuff, that's going to be in X-Men titles. Obviously, Wolverine number 48, which I'm sure you can get in the app. And then X-Men Volume 2. Let's look that up. Let's find out. Let's look up Wolverine number 48. Some of these characters are kind of like side characters, so you have to look in the books that they originated in. Wolverine number 48. And now that is from 1991. 1991. Yep, there we go. There it is. Yeah. So if you want to read the Wolverine series from 1991, and it is in issue number 48 of that series. Go all the way back to issue 1, and that's when Wolverine was wearing the brown and gold costume as well. All right, so there you go. And now we will go to my books and look at my picks for the week. We have got, now some of these I have not read yet. I'll go over the new this week. Marvel Rivals, a second comic, which is Infinity Comic, exclusive to the app. That's issue number 9. We got Eddie Brock Carnage, up to issue number 8. One World Under Doom, issue number 7. Red Hulk, issue number 8, which I've been reading. One World Under Doom, been, of course, reading as well. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, issue number 4. Exceptional X-Men, issue number 13. Hellverine, issue number 10. Wolverine and Deadpool's, issue number 3. X-Men Age of Revelation, that's an Infinity book, exclusive to the app, issue number 7. Star Wars Jedi Knights, issue number 7. I've been reading that one. Spider-Verse versus Venomverse, issue number 5. Captain America, this is the new series. I've been reading this, and it's very good. He's going to fight Doom in this one. Captain America 2025, it's called, issue number 3. Ultimate Wolverine, up to issue number 9. X-Men of Apocalypse Alpha, issue number 1, brand new issue. The Undead Iron Fist, also issue number 1, brand new. Superior Avengers, issue number 6. Imperial War Nova Centurion, issue number 1. Marvel Rivals Infinity Comic, that's the longer one that's been out, issue number 33. Marvel Meow. And then I'm going to go into some of the other books that I haven't gotten to yet, but I am reading. By the way, if you want to brush up on Secret Wars 2015, you may want to check this out. The graphic novel is in there. If you have not read it, that is something you probably want to brush up on before Doomsday comes out at the end of next year. So, and I'll get more into Doomsday in a little bit in the Marvel, in the MCU minute. In here, got Star Wars Legacy of Vader, which is the book about Kylo Ren, up to issue number 8. We've got Death of the Silver Surfer, up to issue number 3. I've been reading that one. Daredevil Cold Day in Hell, very good. I think I told you guys about that one already. The Thing has his own. Annihilation, Heralds of Galactus, issue number 1. Spectacular Spider-Man. Oh, and this is this week's issue of The Amazing Spider-Man was actually pretty good. Spider-Man's been gone, kind of disappeared. Nobody really knew that until they found out that Ben Reilly had taken his place. People noticed it, especially Black Cat. And Spider-Man had this big fight against this dude with armor, looked like a medieval knight, and he just kind of disappeared. He's been gone since. And here you find out Spider-Man is in space. He was taken, and he's aboard a ship with someone, and so that's getting kind of crazy. But yeah, so they are my books for the week, and we are gonna go into what is up next, and that is the MCU Minute. And there is a lot of stuff going on. If you have not known or have not seen it, the trailers, the way they're doing the trailers for Doomsday, there's going to be 4. And the way they're going to go is they're going to be each centric on a character. Okay? So there's going to be one out this week with Avatar, one out next week with Avatar, one out the next week with Avatar, and then the last one out is going to be the full trailer. The full trailer. So, the full teaser. So these are just kind of little bits and pieces that you're getting so far. Now, the first one leaked online. It leaked online. It was online within probably minutes. They have since all been taken down by Marvel. Marvel said that's a big no-no, and I guess they're banning a lot of the accounts that did it and stuff like that. So they have all been taken down off the social. So if you didn't get a chance to see it, they are now gone. You probably won't unless some persistent people keep putting up new accounts and putting them back up there. Now, I will, if you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to be spoiled, I will give you the opportunity. This is only going to take probably about 30, 40 seconds. So go and take a drink break or something like that. But I'm going to tell you what was in that first trailer. And again, I'm gonna give you the spoiler warning. I'm gonna count to 5. So if you want to go take a quick break or fast forward through, whatever you want to do. Ready? 1. Spoilers in 2, 3, 4, 5. Couple extra seconds there for you. All right. The first one was about Captain America. Steve Rogers, Captain America. Basically, the trailer starts with a person riding a motorcycle, getting on the cycle and riding the cycle. You don't see who it is. He pulls up to a house, which should look familiar to you if you remember the end of Endgame. He gets off the cycle, goes into the house, and you see him open up a box. And inside of the box is his Captain America uniform. And it is the one that he wore in Endgame. And then you see him go over to another area of the house. And he goes to reach down for something. And he lifts up a baby. So he obviously this is the Captain America that has gone to be with Peggy Carter and live that life like he talked about in Endgame. Obviously, this is that Cap, and they have had a child. They have had a baby together. So now you kind of left wondering, well, where is this baby? Is this baby in the current MCU somewhere? Is this, what happened to the baby? We all know what happened to Cap. Cap came back as an old man. So where is the baby, right? So that is the first one. The next couple are going to be character-centric, as I said. So the next one is going to be about Thor. The third one is going to be about Doom. And then the last one is the full teaser trailer. So, some of the rumors that I've read to you guys on this are kind of coming together. I'm not going to piece together the puzzles because, again, that's kind of spoilery a little bit, and I'm not going to do that. But I'm formulating a theory in my head as to what's going on here and as to what Doomsday is going to kind of be about. But at the very end of the Cap trailer, it does say Captain America will return in Doomsday. And then there is a countdown clock, which is the Doomsday clock. If you all know what the Doomsday clock is, 5 minutes to midnight when the nuclear stuff hits and all that kind of thing. You saw that in Watchmen a lot. But that is a clock that's been around since the Cold War. And they move that needle of that clock higher whenever there's kind of a nuclear thing going on or anything like that. But you have a Doomsday countdown clock that is counting down the time to when Doomsday releases next year. So that was all the rage and all the talk over the last couple days, and people speculating and theorizing and all that good stuff about what exactly all this means and what it's going to be. So if you haven't, if you went away and come back, well, we're done with that part of it. All right, let's go into some of the articles here. We've got, this is Superhero Hype. MCU's next saga could feature a surprising return after a failed TV show. In the new Q&A on the Cosmic Circus, insider Alex Perez was asked if there was any chance that the Inhumans could make a return to the MCU. To the surprise of many, Perez said that there is a chance the group could be making a return. Yes, a lot of cosmic stuff will be pushed at the forefront of the next saga, including Eternals, Celestials, the Shi'ar, said Perez. Well, I could definitely see them doing that. I know they had that failed TV show, which I actually thought wasn't bad. I didn't think it was horrible. The costumes were pretty rough, but I didn't think that was horrible. I actually enjoyed that. So I didn't mind it. I watched it through. It was one of those television series that came out, coinciding with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all that kind of stuff. But they need to bring that group back. They're too important not to. They'll recast and they'll definitely bring that group back. That wouldn't surprise me at all. They play an integral part in stuff with the Fantastic Four, stuff with the X-Men. They're just in everything, and they have to bring them back. 12 years after a controversial debut, an MCU favorite reveals his character's origin is coming in 2026. Despite its branding as greatest shared universe of franchise and TV and film, Marvel Cinematic Universe had a bad habit of leaving storylines and characters by the wayside. Since Endgame has seen a steep drop-off in the frequency of its crossover connections between different TV and film projects. Moreover, certain characters who were supposed to be major players in the MCU, Shang-Chi, Moon Knight, Shuri, have lingered in limbo. And Kang the Conqueror as well. One character who has actually gotten more screen time in crossover, Trevor Slattery, Ben Kingsley, posed as an international terrorist Mandarin in Iron Man 3 and got a button scene in the Marvel one-shot All Hail to the King. Popped up again in Shang-Chi and Legend of the Rings, where he was revealed to be a prisoner of the real Mandarin, a.k.a. Zhu Wenwu. He was freed and helped Shang-Chi and his allies defeat the evil entity called the Dweller in Darkness. Slattery's story will soon continue in the upcoming Wonder Man Disney series. Been revealed that part of the continuing saga will actually be a long-awaited origin story for the eccentric actor. Well, that's kind of cool that they're doing that. Wonder Man partially serves as a prequel to this MCU film. Partially serves as a prequel to another MCU movie. And that is... Oh, okay. Kingsley revealed that there will be some scenes in Wonder Man that are set before the events of Iron Man 3. Meaning the show partially serves as a prequel to the 2013 film, directed by Shane Black. Okay, so it's gonna be before. Wow. Okay, so they're going backwards with this. It's gonna be before Iron Man 3. Interesting. Okay. The MCU has officially accepted defeat with Avengers Doomsday. What does that mean, Oh, because they're saying that it's going to be a direct sequel to Endgame. Okay, yeah, that's because they're saying that they're saying they threw the MCU in reverse. Oh, and also saying because of Chris Evans, saying Chris Evans' return in Avengers Doomsday means the MCU has accepted defeat. While many fans are excited to see Evans return as his performance, it has also drawn criticism. The character's ending in Endgame, in which he lived the life he always wanted to with Peggy Carter, brought tears to many. While the movie ended with him as an elderly man, fans were treated to a young Steve Rogers dancing with Peggy as the credits rolled. With that being the last beautiful image of Steve, it serves as a perfect ending for the character. With Evans back for Doomsday, many are upset. It steals away Cap's happy ending. Steve Rogers' presence and story is sure to garner attention, for the Marvel team-up film, which is now a official follow-up to Endgame, but at what cost? Evans' return means his ending is essentially retconned, or at least heavily altered, risking what fans loved about his send-off. Steve Rogers' return to the MCU also has one significant implication. Marvel has thrown in the towel on its foray into new content over the last 6 years. The MCU will continue to put out new projects, but they are openly acknowledging that nothing they have tried over the last few years has taken off the way they'd hoped. The MCU is experiencing franchise fatigue with the recent Fantastic Four First Steps, offering no connected tissue beyond the end credits scene. And other releases faltering with critics at the box office, yet rather than figure out how to fix the problem, keep moving forward, they seem to be content to accept defeat and revert back to a proven formula for success. It's almost impossible for Doomsday to be a box office failure, likely turning into the MCU's biggest hit since Endgame. Still, the franchise team-up is wholeheartedly embracing nostalgia as a strategy rather than finding a way to course-correct in new ways. James Gunn can redefine the DCU with such bold swings, the MCU can as well, but they need to stop leaning on the past and look to unique takes for the future. Yeah, I can see where he's coming from in a way, but I think that let the story play out, because they're going to reset everything. That's what Secret War is for. And yes, while Doomsday may be a reiteration to the past, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be that they're not going to, that they're not going to reset it all. And I'm assuming that they will. They're going to reset everything for sure in Secret Wars, and that's when they're going to change things up. It's going to be X-Men centric, and they're going to kind of start all over. So I don't necessarily agree with that take, but I obviously I don't think the person that talked about it read the comics. So. All right, we're going to get to another segment, which is my new segment, which is all about gaming. We're going to get to that. Oh, and before I leave this part of it, since we're talking about cinema, I've got to talk about the movie trailer that came out today. Disclosure Day by Steven Spielberg, OMG. You guys already know from me talking about it how big of a fan I am of alien stuff. Conspiracy stuff, the X-Files. I got my picture taken with Gillian Anderson. I love that stuff since I was a little kid, and I saw Close Encounters for the first time. Steven Spielberg movie, by the way. Some assume this might be even a sequel to that. It's not, I don't think. But I saw the trailer today. Oh, I can't wait. And I know we've got Endgame, or we got Doomsday coming out. I know we have Spider-Man coming out this year. I know we have Supergirl coming out this year. There is a lot coming out this year for geek culture and a lot of stuff I'm going to go see. But man, I am psyched for this one. If you didn't see the trailer, go check it out. It is, oh my God, it's mind-blowing. The filming, you could tell it's done by Steven Spielberg. The score is being done by a 93-year-old John Williams. It looks freaking phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see it. Just go out and see that when it comes out. It's out later this summer, kind of the summer blockbuster type thing. But if you haven't watched the trailer, go and check it out. It really, really looks good. It's called Disclosure Day, which I found out today, and I didn't even know, but there is a documentary that's on Prime Video. And usually I'm usually into this stuff, so I'm surprised I haven't heard of it. But it's something with disclosure in it. So but yeah, it's like stories from pilots and the government and people that were ex-government and all this kind of stuff. But I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to see it now. But yeah, it's Emily Blunt is in it. The actor that's in the new Knives Out movie is in it too. And then there's Wyatt Russell's in it, Kurt Russell's son, he plays, of course, the guy in Thunderbolts, the evil Captain America. I forget his name now, but he's in it. And there's some other Coleman Domingo, like I said earlier, he's in it. But it looks like it's going to be really, really good. And you can just see the cinematography and everything in it. The score is done by John Williams. God bless, 93 years old, still doing it. But yeah, go check it out if you're into that kind of thing. It looks combination kind of sci-fi, maybe a little bit of horror thrown in. But it looks really, really good. I'm really excited to see that among the other films that are coming out later this year. So yeah, I thought I'd cover that a little bit while we were in the MCU Minute. And then, of course, the other section of the pod, and this will be a permanent section going forward, and that is a gaming section that I will be doing, and I'll be doing this on a weekly basis, along with the Snap stuff, and I'm calling it, did I name it yet? I think I did. Pixel Perspectives. Yes, I did name it. Pixel Perspectives. Other games I've been playing or looking into. So, of course, I've been playing that Marvel game. I watched the Game Awards last week, and I saw that the name, it's an RPG, which I absolutely love RPGs, with, man, let me see if I could find it. It shouldn't be too hard to find here. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 cleaned up, like literally cleaned up in the Gaming Awards. Just about every award they had. So this I'm going to definitely have to look into because it looks like it might be. I avoided it because I heard about the combat, and I kind of heard that there's defensive mechanisms and stuff like that. I don't like a lot of these newer RPGs that have like the really, really hard combat battles. But I did hear that there's a story mode in this, kind of like Final Fantasy and stuff like that now too. So it seems very similar to Final Fantasy, where you can choose to ramp it down a little bit and then do the story mode. And there is one in this. So I'm going to have to look into this because this looks like this looks like something I definitely would like. And the PlayStation Store has it. It's discounted because it's older now. But yeah, this looks like something cool. I think it sounds neat too. Turn-based RPG with real-time mechanics set in a fantasy world inspired by Belle Epoque from France. The game explores moral and ethical questions through a unique premise. A mysterious paintress paints a number each year, and everyone who reaches that age dies. Players take on the role of Gustave, a 32-year-old who joins Expedition 33 to kill the paintress after his former lover, Sophie, dies at 33. It's kind of, what is it? Logan's Run comes to mind. Old sci-fi movie from the early 80s, I'd say. It might even be late 70s. That may be 78, 79. But that was a kind of similar story where when you were a certain age, you went out to this place and you had to die, and then you basically had to die to keep the community going and things like that. It was just something that you did when you reached a certain age in that too. And then they escaped. They got away. It's like named Logan's Run. They run away and try to escape their fate. So this sounds kind of cool. If any of you played it, let me know. I did talk to some people over in Discord, and they had mentioned that it was good. So I will probably end up checking this out. I'm trying to think what else was at the Game Awards. There was they showed some clips from Wolverine, the game that's coming out, and I was hoping that we'd get another trailer for the Halloween game, but that didn't happen. Resident Evil, the new Resident Evil 9, I think they're up to now. I haven't played one of those in a while. But apparently everybody went nuts because Leon Kennedy is back in the game. So, I mean, they look amazing. The graphics and stuff look absolutely amazing. Another one I was excited about were the couple Star Wars games that came out. There more than two, actually, I think. There's another Star Wars racer game, which doesn't really interest me, but the one that did it's set in the Knights of the Old Republic universe. Oh, man. And it's an RPG like Knights of the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic is honestly one of my favorite all-time games. The first one that came out, I even ended up having to get an Xbox to play it because it was the only system it came out on initially. And I can remember I got all the way to the end, right? All the way to the last where you go and have your final battle aboard, I think it was a Star Destroyer, and the game died. Like, just died. Like, my Xbox is... And I at that time, the Xboxes had a memory card, but you had to put it in you had to buy one separate because they didn't come with any built-in memory or anything. You had to buy a memory card, which I didn't have, but I didn't realize all it saves is the game. It did not save your progress. So basically, I could never finish it because of that. I went back to the store. They were going to give me a new Xbox because I just purchased it not that long ago, and I'm like, just forget it, refund my money. And they were nice enough there. I mean, I always knew people at GameStop, so they basically traded it in, and I got something else. But oh man, I was like pissed that I never got to see the ending. But of course, when they remade it, I played it again, and I finished it. So, but that's one of my all-time favorite games, and the fact that they were playing in that universe, and I don't care. Like, people were pissed. Oh, it's not a sequel. It's not a. And they were saying they were going to remake it again. I didn't really see the point. I mean, obviously, like, the graphics would be amazing, but yeah, people are just down and soured on Star Wars a little bit. And as we discussed earlier, I get it, but whatever that is going to be, the trailer they showed for it looks awesome. So I'm excited for that. Lego Batman actually looks fun too. It's a legacy of Batman, and it's cool because it takes place in all the movies. So you could see the Gotham from Tim Burton's film with Michael Keaton, and you get all the costumes from all the Batman from that. The Penguin and Catwoman are in it from the Batman Returns. So they go through all the movies, which is kind of cool. Two-Face from the one with and Jim Carrey. Those characters are all in it. So it's basically going through all the movies. So I think that's kind of neat. What else? Can't remember what else I saw. I think those are the ones that really struck me the most as far as ones that are coming out for this year. There was nothing on Final Fantasy 7, the remake. I kind of thought maybe we'd get a little bit of news on that, the last part of that. Which, of course, I can't wait for that either. That's going to have the Knights of the Round animation in it. Oh, my God, that's going to look spectacular. But yeah, there was nothing for that. And, yeah, that was really, I guess, pretty much it for that. But this will be the space where you will hear, as far as if there's another mobile game out there that I gravitate to and play, or if there's other video games and stuff like that. I may get back into Diablo a little bit. All they keep doing with that now is I don't know if they're going to make a Diablo 5. They just keep putting in new expansions for this one. And it's, I'm not really sure what they could do with it, but they've been adding new stuff to it. And I saw a trailer for another bigger add-on they're going to do. So I don't know. I might get back into that a little bit at some point in time too. But this is the spot where I will be talking about gaming stuff. So yeah. So that is the the first section of the new thing, which is called Pixel Perspectives. All right. We are at the end of the show, and that means the Guess the Lyric is coming up here. I don't think I got anyone. You know what? I should probably check my comments, because the people that usually get these are people that leave me comments on the pod. So let me see if I have any this week. No, Marin couldn't get it. I stumped him. He said, thanks for the shout out. No idea what the song is this time. The song, since I didn't get a guess, is by 10cc, and it's called I'm Not in Love. And of course that was played in Guardians of the Galaxy. I still can't remember where the movie was that I first heard that song. Pretty sure it could have been Modern Problems, the Chevy Chase film from the early 80s, which is a very underrated movie, by the way. It's a dark comedy. And if you haven't seen it, it's kind of one of his, not as, people don't really remember him for it, but it's one that you may want to check out if you can. It's hard to find too. I couldn't find that one for the longest time, because it was just very, very hard, very difficult to find. A lot of licenses for some of these older films, because the companies that had them are gone, and the film companies, and sometimes you just can't get a hold of them. It's not like you could go. It's probably one that would sit on the shelves in the video store back in the day, I would imagine. But all right, so we are going to go to pick up another lyric here and see if you guys can get it. Again, this is pulled from, could be pulled from soundtracks for some of Marvel movies, could be pulled from like a thematic song about a Marvel character or something along those lines. So, all right. So this one is from a soundtrack. I think it's going to be easy, but this is a song from my childhood, and it's one of my all-time favorite songs. It's been redone, and it's been used in more than one movie, but it's famous for one of them that it was used in. It was used in a Marvel movie as well, and I think you'll get this. This is pretty easy, but we'll do it anyway. Okay. I got to be careful with it, because if I do some of the ones, I think it's going to be easy no matter what. But all right, here we go. This is the lyric of the week. Don't be shy. It's all right if you feel a little trepidation. Sometimes these things don't need explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look at them and view it. Somebody to hold on to. It's all we really need. Nothing else to it. I think it's pretty easy. But there it is. That is the lyric of the week. And if you get it, you get the famous Marvel No Prize. So, all right, guys. That is going to do it for me for this episode of Snap Decisions. Yeah, it should be an interesting week. Might be seeing a lot of Galactus. I'm watching Bink's video right now. He's playing a bunch of Galactus in a deck that doesn't really have Galactus in it, but he's playing with Galactus, and as a lot of people are, you're probably going to see a lot of Surfer and a lot of that kind of stuff because of the new card. But yeah, enjoy the game mode. Of course, Team Clash comes out in just a couple days, so enjoy that. And have a great week in Marvel Snap, no matter how you choose to spend it. And before I go, I'm part of the Snap Judgments League of Podcasts, which includes such podcasts as Snap on This with Lauren Whatevs, Benjamin Roller, and It's Just Re. That comes out every single Friday, so check them out. I'm sure they'll have chats about the Datamines and stuff as well, and the new cards and stuff like that. And I'm sure you'll hear Ben talking about a brand new Surfer deck that he probably has from today. And then, of course, the Snap Judgments pod, Glazers pod with Roy, who always has some great guests on there. Check that out. They talk about decks. They talk about new cards and all that kind of stuff there, too. So make sure you go check that out. And obviously give him some love during the course of the week. He puts out a video every single day and also streams. So make sure you check out Glazer's work. He does a lot in Marvel Snap, so make sure you go and check that out also. So, all right, guys, that is it for me. Like I said, have a great rest of your week. Please stay safe, be kind to one another always, and we'll be back next week with the holiday edition, the couple days before Christmas edition of Snap Decisions. This is your Snap DJ signing off.